Latin American economies have always been reliant on exporting raw materials. U.S. companies have major business investments that the Latin American economies depend on. The U.S. government intervened in too many Latin American countries, and as a result, Franklin Roosevelt began the Good Neighbor policy. In 1948, states of the Western Hemisphere created the Organization of American States (OAS) to uphold the ideas of the Good Neighbor policy.
The Mexican Revolution of 1911 created a stable political order. This lasted from the 1950s till the 1960s. At the end of the 1600s, students protested Mexico's one-party government system. A new political party was then created, the Institutional Revolution Party, or the PRI. In the mid-1980s, world oil prices dropped and Mexico's economy was crushed. Vicente Fox defended the PRI and was the first person to be elected from the opposition party since 1910. Cesar Chavez was born in 1927. In 1965, he founded the United Farm Workers Union. The Cuban Revolution was led by Fidel Castro in 1959.
The Soviet Union supported Castro, leading to the Cuban Missile Crisis.
In El Salvador, there was a civil war to overthrow the military control, and the U.S. supported them with weapons. The civil war ended with a peace settlement. The Somoza family ruled Nicaragua with terror and violence. Because of this, the U.S. stopped supporting their government. The U.S. helped Panama break away from Colombia in 1903. In return for this, Panama allowed the U.S. to build the Panama Canal.
From 1960 to 1980, Brazil's military seized control of the country due to an economic crisis. But after a small economic miracle, but no overwhelming progress, the generals returned the government to a democracy in 1985. Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva was elected president in 2002, the first left-wing president in 4 decades.
In 1970, Salvador Allende became president of Chile. He was a Marxist and tried to make a socialist society with constitutional means by increasing wages and nationalizing large corporations. The army feared Allende's power, so they made Pinochet the new leader of Chile. He was a very violent leader and was defeated in the 1989 elections. A powerful oligarchy had control of Argentina until 1943 when Juan Perón took over. The military feared Perón's power and exiled him to Spain, but after 2 decades they allowed him back into the country. He was re-elected as president. Sadly, he died a year after being re-elected. The Shining Path is a group of communist guerrillas in the countryside of Peru who killed majors, priests, missionaries, and peasants. They wanted to create a classless society. Alberto Fujimori is the president of Peru. His goal was to fight the Shining Path. After the government fell apart in Colombia, so did the economy. Many people resorted to growing coca leaves. Because of this, drug trafficking has become a major problem in Colombia.